Hi, I'm Daniel Fisher here at Sweetwater Sound. Today I'm really excited that my friend Erik Norlander is here. And if you're into modular synthesis at all, or any kind of synthesis really, you've seen him standing next to his mountain of gorgeous antique synthesizers. And he and I both worked on projects together for a very long time, starting with 1994 when we both worked on the Alesis Quadrasynth.
We were 12 then.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a big deal back then. And it was very exciting to meet Erik and to work on that project. And ever since then, we've been working on both hardware and software projects together. And the most recent one that I got to demonstrate was the UNO Synth. This is a brilliant analog synth, true analog, straight from beginning to end, that can run on batteries, can run on USB. You can listen to it with headphones or put it into an external speaker. It's got sequencers, it's got a delay, it's got an arpeggiator. It's a phenomenal synth, it really is. And now I find out that there's an UNO drum.
There's an UNO drum. I brought you your very own UNO drum.
I get one, I love my job.
So yes, you did such an excellent job on the UNO Synth demo. We just wanted to get you going right away for the UNO drum. As we know, the UNO Synth is a 2-oscillator real analog synthesizer. It's a completely analog audio path. The UNO drum is both. It has analog tone generators for 2 different kick drums, snare, hi-hat, clap, of course, but then it also plays PCM samples. So we have 2 different kinds of kick drum. The first, kick 2, is kind of like the TR-808 style kick drum, where the pitch envelope is giving it that like clicky attack. Kick 1 is the TR-909 style, where there's a second FM oscillator that gives it a little more tonal complexity. The snares are very familiar analog sound. If you want to go to the digital samples, you just press the sound button and it'll say "and" for analog, and then you use the data encoder to change between the different presets. Hey, let's check some out. So there's the analog snare, and then we go to samples, and so forth. So the UNO Synth, of course, has a 16-step sequencer. And you remember on this that you can actually sequence all 20 synthesis parameters per step. And you did an awesome job with that in your video. Especially I liked your Life's Been Good sequence, where you used the filter tracking to actually play the melody like they did way back in the day. The UNO drum doesn't have a 16-step sequencer. It has a 64-step sequencer. So over here on the right, you can select the number of bars. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then, of course, the sequence just keeps rolling around, and then you'll see 1, 2, 3, or 4 to let you know which bar you're in. And then, of course, the 2 units can sync up. We have the 2.5 millimeter to MIDI breakout cable that comes with the units. Actually, you get 2 for MIDI in and out. But if you're connecting 2 UNO units together, you don't need to go 2.5 millimeter to MIDI and then MIDI and then MIDI to 2.5. Okay. You can just use a 2.5 millimeter cable from one to the other, which is actually what we have here. And the guys have just done such a beautiful job dressing the cables. You have to trust me that it's going under the cable. There's nothing secret going on underneath there. It's just going from here to here.
So even though I'm coming out of that into this, the output is still sending MIDI out from my sequencer, because that was one of my favorite parts about this, is having the notes go out as well as the 20 CC numbers.
Yeah, if you want to transmit notes or MIDI continuous controllers, it will absolutely continue to come out the MIDI out. It's no different than if you had a synth being played via MIDI, from your computer, and then you actually have the MIDI out from the synth, and you're playing notes on the synth or sending out controllers. It's the same thing.
Okay. And power is all the same. It still runs on 4 AA batteries.
Right.
It can run off USB. And does it have an app?
It does have an app. So the UNO Synth has a Mac and PC and iOS editor, which was updated to add librarian functionality.
Oh, nice.
So you can drag between banks and make your own custom banks. The UNO drum has a Mac, PC, and iOS editor as well. You just, connect your micro USB to your iOS device or to your computer, launch the app, they'll sync, and you move a knob on one, it'll move the knob on the panel, and vice versa. If you turn a virtual knob on the panel or on your iPad, it's going to adjust the parameter in the UNO unit.
Cool.
I should also mention there's some performance features on the UNO drum. There's a roll button. What does a roll button do? It plays drum rolls. So whichever drum you have selected, you press roll, and it'll do, depending on how you have it set, it'll do, of course, rolls. And then there's a stutter feature as well that'll do this kind of, EDM stutter effect, again, based on whichever drum you have selected, or if you have all of them selected, it'll stutter all of them together. But you probably are wondering what this sounds like.
I am.
It sounds like this.
Wow, that was really fun. And remember, this all can run on batteries. So it's like you can lean up against the tree and do just this into a battery set of speakers. Any of your phone speakers or some nice larger battery speakers. I just love portable stuff. It's like you never know when something's going to happen. And these are small enough to throw into a bag and gig.
There's, I should mention, they have parallel input and output. So now I actually have the UNO Drum going into the UNO Synth, and then we're going out of the UNO Synth into the house, into the video. You can run them the other way, of course. This can go just into headphones if you like, so you don't need to carry a mixer or anything with you.
And I could stack even more if I wanted, right?
You can. You just keep on going. But there's one extra cool thing in the UNO Drum that you might not expect.
Okay.
You know about the effects in the UNO Synth. You've got the overdrive control and the delay. Okay, so we don't need a delay on a drum machine.
Right.
Probably not. This could be argued. We have the overdrive in the UNO Drum because, the kids nowadays, they like to overdrive their drum sounds. All right, not just the kids. We also have a compressor, an analog compressor in the UNO Drum.
And that's over the whole mix?
It's over the whole mix.
Okay.
And it also affects the audio input. So if right now I have the drum going into the synth, so the compressor is only compressing the drum track, but if I had them going the other way, then I would be compressing the synth track as well, and it would be a bus compressor on the whole mix. So this gives you some flexibility to plug them in either way.
Well, this is awesome. And again, thank you, Erik, for coming by. If you have any questions about the IK Multimedia UNO Synth or the UNO Drum, please contact your Sweetwater sales engineer. My name is Daniel Fisher.
I'm Erik Norlander.
And thank you very much for watching. If you like these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.